So far we have seen the transition function of the DFA. A transition function means we use the symbol del, and for extended transition we are going to use a new symbol which is called a delta cap. So far we have seen the transition function of DFA. This transition function would tell us how the automaton moves for a single input symbol. For every input symbol, how the automaton moves from one state to another state, it would tell. The transition function would tell. However, in practice, we deal with the strings generally, right? Like symbol wise we move, though we move symbol wise, like collectively we say it as, we call it as a string or a language. So in practice, we deal only with the strings, not just a single symbols. To handle this, we use extended transition function. What is extended transition function? Let's discuss now. The extended transition function describes how a DFA moves from a state to another state after reading an entire input string, and generally it is denoted by the symbol delta cap. And generally we express the extended transition function as delta cap, and we could say that q into sigma star, which gives q, which means given a state and an input string, because the sigma indicates the input symbols, right? Given a state and an input string, the function returns the final state after reached after processing the entire string. This is the meaning of it. So this is nothing but, given a state and the input string, the function returns the final state reached after processing the entire string. Generally this delta works only for one input symbol, and real inputs are strings of symbols. It could be a symbol, right? And delta cap, what this delta cap would do means, it would extends the transition from the symbols to strings. And if you check, like it's a recursive function actually. So the recursive definition of the extended transition function is, there are two different cases we see here. The first one is the base case, which indicates the empty string. So initially the case is initial base case, like initially before we process the input, the set would be empty, there would be no input symbol, right? It's an empty input symbol. So the transition function, the extended transition function could be written like this: delta cap of the current state is q, which means the start state, and when there is no input symbol, it would remain in the same state only, which is considered as the base state. If no input is read, the DFA remains in the same state. And the next case is going to be the recursive case, which means when there are symbols, strings with the symbols, we follow this function. For any string which belongs to the symbol, for any string which is the w that belongs to the symbols, like how it could be written, like when there are a symbol in a string, delta cap of q comma, just imagine this is your original string, right? So to process this, we take it from the previous step. Why? Because in the extended transition function, since it is a recursive process, every step builds upon the outcome of the earlier step. Initially it was empty, now we are just going to process, like first we are going to like suppose the current input is a, which means the last input is a, till w already would have processed, and that would be fetched from the previous step. While solving the example, you will understand this, and this is going to be the case 2. This is the base case, and when there are symbols, we are supposed to write the function, the transition function, extended transition function, in such a way. While discussing the example, you would be very much clear like how to process it. So first it would process the string w and then apply this transition on the last symbol a. Let's discuss the example, you will understand it. We have taken one example. This example is it is example DFA that accepts string that contains only 0 0 as a substring. So whatever the language you give, only if the language has 0 0 substring, the model would work. I have taken this example and I have made the transition table also for this. Now let's discuss the extended transition function for this. Let's solve it. So extended transition function is nothing but, it describes what happens when we start in any state and follow any sequence of inputs. Let's check now. This is the given input string. For this we are going to work now. Always we are supposed to start with the base case, and this is the base case, right? This is the base case. Delta cap of the very first step is going to be, there is no input string. Such case, when there is no input is read, the DFA remains in the same state, right? Shall we write like this: delta cap of, what is the initial state here, that is q naught, and there is no input symbol read. If so, it would remain in the same state. extended transition of this indicates the current state, and this indicates the current input symbol, and in the right hand side it indicates the resultant state. We are in the state Q0 and my current input symbol is epsilon. After processing it, I am ending up with the resultant state, which is Q0. Since this is the base case, we are supposed to start from this. Let's move on to step 2. We'll start processing the symbol one by one from the input string. The very first one is 1, right? Wait. Okay, the very first symbol is going to be 1, right? Okay, we are supposed to write the extended transition function like this. Delta cap of my current state is, that is the start state Q0, and my current input symbol is going to be 0. So generally normal transition function, how to write it, you all know. For example, we are in the state Q0. I am going to start from the state Q0. Transition function is denoted by the symbol sigma. Sorry, not sigma, delta. Delta of the transition of the state, the current state is Q0. After processing the input symbol 0, it would end up with the resultant state Q0. Then again, when you are in the state Q0 and if your input symbol is 1, when you are in the state Q0 and your input symbol is 1, it would end up in Q0, which is the resultant state. This is how we are supposed to express the normal transition, general transition function. When it comes to extended transition function, we are going to express it with the help of delta cap symbol, and we have to start from the base case, and yes, we have written it. The extended transition function of the state from the current state Q0 with the current input symbol 0, what is going to be the resultant state. As I told you before, this is going to be the recursive process. So every step would build upon the outcome of the earlier step only. So it could be written like this: transition of delta of the delta cap of Q0 comma epsilon comma 0, continuation of the previous step, right? Continuation of the previous step is going to be the next step, right? So this one could be extracted from the previous step. We have a solution to this. Delta cap of Q0 comma epsilon, the resultant state is Q0. So write the del of, we have Q0, right? We have answer from the previous step, fetch it from the previous step, and my current input symbol is 0. Now look at the transition table. The transition from the state Q0 with input symbol 0, Q0 with input symbol 0, it is ending up with the state Q1. So extended transition function of the state from the state Q0 with input symbol 0, the resultant state is going to be Q1. Next, the next input symbol is going to be 0, which means, the first input symbol is 1. Sorry for the mistake. Okay. The current input symbol is, the very first one is 1. If so, Q0 comma 1. Q0 with input symbol 1, it is ending up with the state Q0, which means when we are in the state Q0, after processing the input symbol 1, it would end up with the state Q0. Next, the second symbol is 0. Extended transition function of delta cap of the state right from the start state, that is Q0, and to process 1 0, already till 1 it was processed. Now we are going to process 0 also along with it. To process 1 0, the step is going to be delta cap of, write the previous step, because till 1 already we have processed. So this can be fetched from the previous step. Delta cap of Q0 comma 1 comma, the current input is going to be 0. So we have answer to this, right? From the previous step, delta cap of Q0 comma 1, the resultant state was Q0. So directly we can write like this: Q0 comma the current input symbol, which is 0. Now look at the transition table, because delta, that could be fetched from the transition table, delta cap could be fetched from the previous step. So Q0 with input symbol 0, it is ending up with the state Q1, which means starting from the state Q0, starting from the starting state, which is Q0, after processing the input symbol 1 0, it would end up with the state Q1. Look at the diagram. After processing 1 0, to process 1, it would remain in the state Q1 only, and the second bit is 0, and after processing the 0, it is ending up with the state Q1, right? So here through the extended transition function, we could understand the flow, like how the symbols are getting processed, and the intermediate steps also we would come to know. So at the end, after processing the input 1 0, we would be in the state Q1 now. Next, first two symbols are already processed. Moving on to the next step, check the third symbol q naught comma till 10 it's been processed, and the current input symbol is going to be 1, which means starting from the state q naught, which is the starting state, after processing 101 we would end up with which state we are going to check now. Delta of delta cap of, write the previous step. Why? Because till 10 we have an answer, right? So q naught comma 10, fetch it from the previous step, and the current input symbol is 1. We have an answer, right, to this q naught comma 10. Yes, we have an answer. The resultant state is q1. Fetch it and write it here directly, q1 and 1. The current input symbol is 1. Look at the transition table, q1 with input symbol 1, q1 with input symbol 1, it is ending up with the state q naught, which means after processing 101 it would end up with the state q naught. Yes, at the end of till here we have processed so far, and at this stage we would remain in the state q naught, and the next input symbol is 0. Fifth step, till 101 already it's been processed, q naught comma 101. Now newly we are going to add the next bit, which is 0. This could be written as till 101 it's been processed, and that could be fetched from the previous step. So delta cap of q naught comma 101, and the current new input symbol is only 0 included here. The answer to this is q naught here. So delta of q naught comma the current input symbol 0. Look at the transition table, q naught comma 0, it is ending up with the state q1, which means after processing 1010 1010 it is ending up with the state q1, and next is 0. Till here we have processed and it is ending up with the state q1. After processing 1010 the model would remain in q1. Now the last bit we are going to process. So till 1010 it's been processed already, and the resultant state we got it here, that is q1, and the new input symbol now which we are going to add is 0. Till here it's been already processed. How it can be written? Delta of delta cap of q naught comma 1010, and the current input symbol is 0. We have an answer, right, from this. That is q1, which is the resultant state of the previous step, q1 comma 0. Look at the transition table, q1 comma 0, it is ending up with the state q2, which means after processing 10100 we'll end up with the state q2. Check it. Yes, 1010, if you look at the diagram, yes, it is ending up with the state q2, which is the final state, which is the accepting state, and there are no more input string here to read. So we would end up here till here, and if you check, yes, we are ending up with the final state. This is how we are supposed to solve extended transition function of DFA, through which we would be able to understand the flow and all the intermediate states also. Like when we start in any state and follow any sequences, we would be able to understand what happens. Thank you and happy learning.